Hello, folks. It is Michael Thompson from Return to Presence. Um, this past week has been a transformational one for me. I did a lot of work in my internal world, and I'm feeling much more present in my life. Loving deeper aspects of myself and learning to find little glimmers and miracles each day to sustain me amongst so much transition and shifting and what feels like a lot of death of the old. I sometimes make a lot of declarative statements about what things are going to look like. And I did that even here on this channel. I'm just going to share about what's coming through for me. And yeah, so I feel like we're at this age of like from the head to the heart. And how does that influence the business world that we're in? How does that influence business? And lately, I found people that have fears of being and leading with their heart, and wanting to grip on to this old corporate world, which is industrial age, production based, efficiency, compliance, and very top down oriented. And I know in the past for me, I've kind of sought that world out. I was seeking for mommy and daddy to see me. And after doing a lot of internal work and seeing the parts of me that I hadn't truly loved, I find myself not seeking this sort of external validation. I just kind of wander and be in spaces and feel if it's resonant of truth, love, and care, and curiosity, and a pace that is gentle. And I find myself confused about where I belong in the world. I can't seem to hear people that talk about this corporate booble babble language that's just, compliance and efficiency. I'm okay with using some of that language as long as there's a basis of collaborating with versus complying to some sort of authority. I feel like when people haven't fully entered the heart, they seek to control. And I don't want to like blame them or anything like that, because I know I've done that in my life too. And I probably still have parts that, have areas of control and fear of stepping into. Little pockets and places that I'm still uncovering. And yet, I still find myself in this place, this like in between space of this like shifting, dying, old, head centered, rational logic, like super, like material, solid, hard structured world into this like fluid, kind of spirit led, self led, gut instinct led, caring space. And it's very like living from that space is like kind of meeting the unknown in the moment and unpacking things in the moment. But it doesn't have like hardcore controlling procedures. It's just being. And so like how does being affect like the work environment? I think it's first like choosing something that aligns with the soul and brings joy within, and then can be reflected. And like if things bring me joy, like I want to share those things. And I believe if I'm gentle enough to share them in a way where I can invite others to not have to know everything, and just be beginners in the space, and I can be slow enough to intuit and care so they can find their footing, ground, center, and strength to learn with. And I also learn too, because like say I know something that brings me joy, and I'm skilled in it or something like that, like I'm learning from them to slow down, to not rush. And that's really a big deal to me. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff I'm kind of navigating and in this mystery of life. Um, Still discovering what love means in the external world, and how to bring that into work. Where I really struggle with is like the people that are just so wrapped up in the walls and the constriction environments. And I wonder how I can bring a sense of like, is that my purpose? Is it to bring heart into like corporate world? Because like I believe that like I can speak the language. I'm really good at quality control and strategic planning and uh, project management and coordination and listening to and both top down and bottom up the needs of the lowest ends and the needs of the top and stakeholders and qualitative and quantitative results and all that stuff. um, and I also know that the heart comes first, and like celebrating one another comes first. um, and yeah, so I just feel like I'm at this place where like the world is this corporate world kind of mentality of, as I mentioned before, this like top down space is disintegrating, losing its grip, coming to terms with its fears. And yeah, it's weird to be in this place of in between. I mean, life and death, all of it's just everything's just kind of an in between. um, and I'm trying to find the joy in it. uh, you know the humor in it all. um, yeah, and where do I belong in it as like a creative, heart-centered individual that's also like grounded, um, and still wandering through the universe as I'm led by something greater than me. Um, yeah. So I know that finding my place within my own heart and being able to look in the mirror and say, I love you and I like you as a person, um, and being able to slow down and whether it's just making a meal or relaxing on my couch or playing music, I know that I have faith, and I know that the external environment can reflect that. I think I'm just meeting the old of me too, that was constantly needing to like prove myself to others and like seeking validation. And I think that that's like this whole corporate mentality is like, see me, see me, see me, look how loud I am. And a lot of like external validation stuff, which is old parts of me. So as I love those parts, I find myself just in this confused state amongst others that are still in that really external validating world space and controlling space. directing space. It's like, I know they talk about like ascension and, higher frequencies and stuff. And I sometimes struggle with the words of like duality and like higher and lower, like I'm better than or something like that. And I do know that like I can't hear someone, like I'm literally not able to hear anything that doesn't come from like heart, presence, care, joy, kind of spirit-led, grounded presence, accepting, trusting presence. I can't seem to hear the language, the words. And before, even if I didn't hear, I would spend a lot of time using like people-pleasing language to, make the other person feel better, if I wasn't reacting in a way that would validate whatever language they were using. And now I kind of see myself just sitting in it and being like, not even, just non-reactive. And now I'm like, where do I go from here? I don't know. I'm figuring it out. There's little pockets where I find resonance and truth and like self-led and willing to like discover together a path forward. Sometimes it's with kids. Sometimes it's with other creatives. I definitely can feel this world shifting. Lots of transition. Lots of shedding the old. And sometimes in my own life, I've known that when old patterns want to leave, or there's like a transition from fear to like care, that like the poles can shift like to even stronger grip of like, can I release this? Do I need to be the director of all things? And it's layers, so I can understand that too. I'm just finding it harder for myself. I don't know if harder would be the word, just less engaged with in spaces where things are just like talking about nothing, or talking about drama, which I still engage in, or talking about things that are outside of control, or talking about like nonsense. I just can't engage with it. I want to talk about what I'm creating, what someone else is creating. I want to talk about how to, with people, how to navigate and communicate better relationally, so we feel more comfortable with one another, or at least just really listen and be okay with whatever uncomfortable stuff comes up too. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm going through. This like, just noticing this like corporate grip, controlling grip, as old fears as love is coming through more, old fears are holding on really tightly. It's an identity shift. It's a world identity shift. I'm feeling it. I'm going through it. And I'm grateful to be here. I'm just really like, what the heck? Why? How did my soul choose to reincarnate during this time? Definitely a journey. Yeah. From the solid to the fluid, from the head to the heart, from money to purpose, from me to we, from material to spiritual, from fear to love. From the known to the unknown. Grateful to be in some shifting times. Grateful for all the other creatives out there that are sharing. One's willing to tap into their own dark spaces and shine lights on them and share. Even if I don't know you, you provide a reflection of strength. And it gives me strength to continue, especially when times get hard and I feel that like lonely, fear or worldly kind of like there's no one with me or something like that coming over. Lately I've been asking myself like who walks with me, and you know, it's my ancestors, it's my angels, it's Mother Earth, Father Sky, it's God, it's so many different things. But I do feel the less I seek guidance from the world, the more I'm finding guidance from the spirit within that is also the same as the spirit without. A lot of letting go. And just being present. I'm here now, as I will be in another now. Anyhow, I digress. Well, thanks for listening, whoever chooses to. And this episode was about, this now was about me coming to terms with the integration of self, loving parts of me, and understanding that the world is working through that too. Peace.